Hello traders and welcome to the end of the week. It is Friday, January 9th, 2015, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Well, actually I have to be honest, it's actually Saturday morning because I'm 12 hours ahead Eastern Standard Time. Traders, great to be with you. This is the Friday wrap-up where we have over, I think, 16 charts to look at. And what we look at is we look at daily charts and we see what happened in the past and what might happen in the future. Traders, always remember that this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Friday wrap-up every single Friday, about 4 to 6 hours after the New York close. And it's always great to be with you. Traders, I started trading in 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful career in the fire rescue department out of the great state of Florida. Traders, I came here for a 3-month holiday to celebrate my retirement, and it's 2015 and I'm still here. Traders, Thailand is absolutely awesome. I would encourage you to come at least to visit, if not to stay here and trade in Thailand. The time zones are great. You can trade all 3 sessions, and it's absolutely beautiful, and still get a good night's rest. All right, I do trade the Forex markets, by the way, every single trading day. Doesn't mean I'm actually taking trades, but I am looking for opportunity and probabilities on my side to be successful. Let's take a look at the risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Do not trade with money, traders, that you cannot afford to lose. That's so important. Let me tell you that again. Traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. That means you're on a demo account, you go to a live account, you are going to see that your win-to-loss ratio is going to drop a little bit, and that is perfectly normal. Don't worry about that. All right, so this is a review of the daily charts. We got a bunch of new ones that I threw in there. And what we're looking at here, just so everybody understands, is we're looking at price action. We want to see price action on these charts. So actually we have 20 charts to look at. So let's get going and let's move along here. All right, here's our New Zealand dollar. This thing has been bearish. This thing's been all over the place. It's bounced off of this support. Now we've got 5 higher lows after the close on Friday of the markets for our weekend. And, you know, now the big question is, we're at the top of that Bollinger Band, aren't we? What do you think might happen at the top of that Bollinger Band? Yeah, it looks like it might come back down. If you take a look left of the chart, every time it comes to the top of the Bollinger Band, it turns around and comes back the other way. So there's a good chance, for those of you who are Bollinger Band traders, that we might have a nice opportunity on the daily chart to take this short, which in turn on the shorter time frames, hopefully we'll be able to do the same thing. I trade the 1-hour chart. Let's take a look at the dollar CAD. We don't look at the dollar CAD much. The dollar CAD is correlated with the euro dollar, folks. So if the euro dollar is dumping, the dollar CAD is rising. Okay, so they're correlated. They should basically look identical. This is now at resistance. If you take a look at this, it's something I want to show you here. Take a look at that red candle. That red candle has a long wick on it. Take a look at the last candle of the day. It's got a shorter wick. That means the bull's running out of steam, and it's a possibility that on Monday or the next Asia session, we will see this drop down a little bit, okay? That's showing weakness. So that's what's going on with the dollar CAD. All right. I also would give you a suggestion that you do not trade the dollar CAD, at least unless you have 3 months experience trading live in the Forex markets. This is not a pair that you just want to get in there and start trading. This is a volatile pair, and you have to be very careful with it. Okay, this is a pound Aussie, one of my favorites. This thing absolutely has taken the dump. It's come down very nicely. It's just moving right along, and it's come up to support at the moment. If you take a look left of the chart, you can see that price is reacting to this price level before. I think it's coming down to the 200, and at the 200 EMA, it's going to turn around and bounce again. I keep an eye on that Bollinger Band, that lower Bollinger Band. Keep an eye on that, and let's see what happens with that. But right at the moment, if you're in this to the short side, man, enjoy the ride. It's a nice one. Here's even a better one. Check out this. This is the Euro Aussie. This one went through the 200 EMA. Now, we did have NFP Friday yesterday. well, my yesterday, yours probably still in Friday. We had NFP, and when it came out, 10,000 more than expected. So, um, you know, the dollar is going to remain strong. That's basically the bottom line there. I don't expect anything big, anything drastic. This daily candle is no bigger than any other daily candle, so it's not like the market really reacted tremendously to it. I was out to dinner, in fact, and I took a look at yes, I did invest in an iPhone 6, and I love it. I happened to look at my charts, and I was looking at the euro chart, and then I looked at the dollar yen chart, and I was looking at the hourly chart, and it looked like it whipsawed to the upside, and then turned around and came back down again. So we want to basically, just keep an eye on this. This thing might just turn around and bounce up. So we'll keep an eye on it. But right now, it's extremely bearish. It just threw by that 200 EMA. All right, let's take a look at another one, the CAD yen. We don't talk about a lot. This is a little rangy right now. However, it's at support. So, this is in an uptrend. So, if you trade the dollar, if you trade the daily charts, you might be looking for a move to the upside come the next Asia session. Look for a blue candle. Maybe you can get some pips going to the upside, maybe up to the support level here, or the support level midway up where you can see where it changed and turned red and came back down, and maybe you can get to support up there and continue on with the CAD yen. Very interesting chart, I have to say. The Euro New Zealand is no different than any of the others. They're just absolutely falling like rocks. The New Zealand dollar is absolutely bearish. And if you take a look at that daily chart, it looks like that might have been a good chart. Then not the blue candle. Well, it is the blue candle. That would have been Friday's candle. So didn't do much as far as NFP numbers came out. I keep forgetting I'm talking about the day before. I think look at this Swiss yen. Swiss yen looks like it's coming up. It's bullish. If you fib that whole last swing there, this is bullish. It's probably about at the 50% Fibonacci level. But what's more important than that, we have the 200 EMA. And the 200 EMA on a daily chart is very expensive. I would expect a bounce here and maybe come up a little bit and see if this will continue to the upside. So it's going to be an interesting week on the Swiss yen, and we'll see how it goes. Here's the New Zealand yen. This is just a mess, as the New Zealand dollar was, right? This is just a mess. Traders, just stay away from this. Just don't even play with this. I would draw a trend line, let that trend line break, and see if you can get this thing to pull back some or something. I wouldn't mess with this. There's plenty of pairs out there to trade. You don't need to be in this sideways, chaotic price action. So if you trade the New Zealand yen, just be really careful. And be careful with the yen pairs. I noticed that Kuroda was speaking yesterday. Now, when Kuroda speaks, that makes me nervous. That means there's a possibility of an intervention coming. And they never tell you that one's coming. They just do it. All right, here is the Euro yen. This is a daily chart. Look at this. NFP broke that 200 exponential moving average. Must have moved a lot of pips for NFP. And away she went. And now it's below this 200. So, I'm almost ready to say that we're in a change of trend here. I would do a trend line from that. If you take a look left of the chart, you see that doji candle with that big wick. I would do like a trend line. And if that breaks that trend line, I'll tell you what, I think we might be in for a change of trend here in the next week. If this keeps dropping, we're going to be in a change of trend, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Here's our good old Aussie dollar. Didn't do much, it looks like, for NFP. It actually went and gave us a blue candle. So remember, these are daily candles, so that's the Aussie went up and was not dollar strong to the downside. However, remember that the Aussie, nope, it did not have any data. So nope, that's what it is. It is what it is. So that's what we got there. Moving right along, let's take a look at the pound dollar. Pound dollar's been working out great, just been bearish. again, all these pairs pulled back after this data. Now I looked at this data like 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes after the data came out on my phone, and they were pulling back. They were pulling back to where they actually were, and it looks like they turned around and pulled all the way back up, all the way. So, like, if you weren't sitting at your charts and then clicked that button, you got lost in the soup, and you probably got stopped out. These are big moves. I can't measure it because it's a slide, but these are big moves. That's a pretty big bullish engulfing candle there. It's taken out two candles right there. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch in Asia to see how the markets react. Dollar Swiss. I don't know why I have $2 Swisses in there, so we'll skip that one. We talked about this one. And here's the euro dollar. Euro dollar, again, a blue candle on here. So when I looked at this, this was pulling back, and look at this, we have a blue candle. Again, I'm not going to say we're at support. I would really have to bring this chart out a little bit to see if there's anything left of this chart. This is, like I said, a slide, so I don't know if there's anything that's causing this that made this bounce. I'd have to go back and take a peek. But it's a blue candle, so it could be support. I'd watch your Bollinger Bands, but that Bollinger Band, if you take a look at the bottom of that chart, you'll see that Bollinger Band is like wide open to the downside. So very interesting, and we'll just have to watch and keep an eye on that. Here's one of my favorites. This is the Beast. This is the pound yen. Traders, if you don't have 6 months of live trading in the markets, please, please, please do not trade the pound yen. This is a monster pair here. This is very volatile. It moves very quickly, and it moves very erratically sometimes. When it's in its mode, and then you can see where those 3 red candles were really nice. Those are 3 nice trading days there. And when it's in its mode, it does very well. So, just be really careful if you're going to trade the pound yen. Make sure you have 6 months of live trading, and to be honest with you, I trade something like the euro is always good, and of course, I like the euro Aussie also. All right, here's the Aussie yen. Here's another Aussie yen. This is a pretty ugly chart, I got to be honest with you. We've had 3 up days, and yesterday ended as a doji. NFP ending as a doji. Now, what's that all about? Also, the bottom Bollinger Band is sideways, so that I consider open. So this can really do whatever it wants. What really is attracting me here is that these pairs are moving through this 200 exponential moving average like they're not even there. They're not even bouncing. They're just like, one did and came below it. But they're not, usually you see them, if you look left of the chart, you'll see them where they'll hang out at the 200 for 2 or 3 days and then make a move. And this, I'd say the last, 15 candles here have just been like not very impressive. Yeah, this is not an impressive chart to me on the daily chart. And if I had to make a decision what I was going to do with this, it would really depend. I'd really have to come back up to that 98.76 area, 97.75 area, and then take that to the upside. That's probably the only way I would trade this pair. And I'd have to wait till we cleared all that junk, because those wicks and all those candles jolted together there in that cluster is not a fun thing. Traders, I wish you a happy break. You have your 2-day break coming up. Please get some rest, re-energize, do some Forex homework. And on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I'd like to thank you so much for joining me today for the Friday wrap-up. And again, we'll see you next week, same time, same place, and same channel. Take care, traders. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.